Hello and welcome back to the another episode of Daily News Quiz Analysis for IAS Prelims 2025. It is 11th January today, and in this video we are going to solve different types of questions which are very much relevant for your preparation. Before we'll start solving these questions, I would like to give you the brief introduction about this initiative so that if you are new to our channel, you will get more connected with it. Every day we try to upload this video on our YouTube channel and we try to discuss various types of questions in it. You know, the questions which we try to discuss in here are taken from different sources, and if we will try to break those sources, it would come into three different parts. So let's see how we discuss them. Let's see what are those parts where from we get these questions. In the first part of our discussion, we will take up the questions with respect to the current affairs. What we do? We take up the most important articles from the newspapers. We try to break them down into the simplest language possible, and we derive the possible prelims based questions from those particular articles so that it will give you the idea how the questions can be framed from such articles. What should be your approach when you are preparing for current affairs? Which part of the newspaper is important for you with respect to your prelims preparation? This is all we are going to discuss in the first part of our discussion. After we solve questions with respect to current affairs, which would in this video, most of the questions would be with respect to the current affairs only. After we solve these questions, we will shift our approach towards the another part of our discussion where we will take questions directly from the static topics. From few months now we are discussing questions from the static topics, and right now we are about to complete the fundamental duties. From tomorrow we will take the president as the topic itself and start discussing the articles with respect to it. So today we are going to discuss the last question with respect to the fundamental duties which can be asked in the prelims exam. As we are discussing it clause by clause, so the idea is to give the brief introduction as well as give the brief idea how the questions can be varied in the exam, how the examiner can try to deceive you by the help of different questions, by different methods how they can ask the same questions. That we will try to understand in the second part of our discussion. We will try to discuss these questions with respect to static topics. After discussing questions with respect to current affairs and static topics, we will shift our approach to the last part of our discussion where we will take questions directly from the previous year question book. We are doing this also from, I guess, from 4 to 5 months now. We are taking questions from previous year question book. Right now we are discussing the physical geography. We are taking questions from 1999 itself. We are take questions from then how questions were used, how the trends were used. We will try to understand the trends of the UPSC, how they try to deceive us, how they try to help the aspirants by the help of questions, and we are not able to catch that. We'll try to find out the various ways and methods by which we can solve these questions, and also we will try to understand how we can implement this knowledge in the upcoming exam. So this is all what we are going to do in this video in nutshell. Now, before we'll start discussing these questions, I would like to request you guys a thing which I believe if you will follow, it will help you in million ways in clearing your exam. It is worthy of doing what I'm about to request you guys. That is, if you are watching this video, please try to note down these questions. Develop your own question bank. It is very important to have your own question bank before the exams. When you have developed your own question bank by these questions, what you will do when the exams would be near. I am talking about the month of May. Mostly only few days are left, only 20 days are left, and you want to revise everything at that time. You want to go through CSAT, you want to go through the current affairs of the year, you want to go through the static topics, but the time does not permit you because it is the human tendency, it is the human nature. We want to go for the last mile revision, but time does not permit us. So what happens to us? It definitely, if we are not able to do that revision, it will definitely impact our confidence. So what can we do there? What can we do at that time? If we have these questions with us, what you will do, you will just go through these questions. These questions would definitely connect to you with the current affairs. They will connect you with the static part. They will connect you the previous year questions. They will give the analysis of previous year questions, and they are definitely going to boost your confidence. And one more thing which I want to add here, that it is the same source what the UPSC is going to use for framing your papers. So there are chances, maybe slight, but there are chances that the questions may get coincided. Many questions can coincide, or if not the questions, but statements can be the same. Chalo, let's assume that even not the statements can be, we can't see the same statements in the exam paper. But trust me, the concepts which we are discussing here, these are the only concepts which they are going to ask about. So being on the safer side, I would recommend you guys, if you are watching this video, if you are taking your time, if you are spending your time on this video, then trust me, start noting down these questions. These are going to help you in the best way possible. So with this, I would like to request you one last thing, that is, please do subscribe the channel, share it with your friends so that they may also get benefited from this initiative, and do write in the comments what else should we bring for you guys. Now with this, let's have a look at the first question which we have to discuss today. The first question, it is about the Indrajal. As you can see here, the question says, with reference to Indrajal recently in the news, which of the following statements are correct? This term was in today's newspaper. Why we had brought this question here? Because there was an article which basically talks about India's journey so far on the AI military bandwagon. How India's journey has been so far with respect to AI in military. Right now, it is the time of science and technology, as we are writing essays on science and technology from our primary classes itself. It is really the time of science and technology, and in science and technology, it is the time of the AI, where AI is taking control of everything. You have smartphones with you, you have laptops with you, you will see AI installed everywhere. You would see, if you want to do any research, you would use AI, you would use ChatGPT, you would use Gemini. You will go through different AI sources. Everywhere AI is taking the control. And so is the case with the military. We can see countries using, integrating AI in military. And so is the case with the Indian government. So is the government of India doing. They are integrating AI into the military, and AI can play a huge part in the military, and we are seeing it as the other countries are doing. How AI can get integrated with the military? It can help in training. It can help in training. It can help in arms and emulations. It can help in logistics. It can help in cyber security. It can help in data integration. It can help in surveillance. So there are various ways the AI can integrate with military. And we can see one of the major recent technology which we had achieved by the help of AI is Indrajal, which is using the artificial intelligence. So this is one of the technology which India has achieved, as it is indigenously developed by Indian company. So this is one of the recent achievement of Indian military with Indian government of India, or we can say recent achievement of India, which they had developed with respect to Indian military, where they are using the artificial intelligence in decoding the drones, in all that stuff, which we will understand through this question. Now here the main question the author raises is, the author here raises the main question, that can India really integrate AI with military? There are various challenges which India faces right now to fully integrate AI with the military. And what are those challenges that we have to understand through this discussion? As we are discussing this question here, we are not just discussing the question, but we are discussing the news analysis. So I would like to say that it is not just quiz part, it is also the news analysis. So now coming back to the topic, what are the challenges which the Indian military is facing right now with respect to integrating fully AI with that? The first important challenge which the author here highlighted was that we have lack of digital data to train the system. The first important challenge which the author here was highlighting, the lack of digital data. So what is this? About AI, it does not generate its own, it does not generate its own knowledge, it does not create its own knowledge. But what it does, all the AI, for example, we have ChatGPT or Gemini, what they do, when we ask them anything, or when we send our command to them, what they will do, they will go to their servers, they will go through different websites with respect to that what we ask them, and they will collaborate the information given on those websites, and they will give the answer to us. So what does this AI do? It does not generate its own knowledge, but it collaborates the data. So to train the AI with respect to it, we need, what we need the digital data. And right now India does really we are really lacking the digital data to train this system. So we are really lacking the digital data to train the system. So that is the one reason, that which is the major challenge in collaborating AI fully with military: lack of digital data. Second challenge which the author highlighted here was of, we need data centers, servers, software, hardware to integrate AI. We need different servers, we need data centers. For that we need servers, we need hardware, software, and all that is very much expensive. And if at the same time we will look, what we are trying to achieve right now, we know, if we look at the aircrafts which we have, for example, we have MiG-21, we have Mirage 1-3, we have Jaguars, and they are all legacy aircrafts, and we need to replace them with the new generation aircraft. So what do you think, where would the Indian security spend their money on? Would they spend money on developing data centers? Would they spend money on developing servers? Or would they spend on, in developing, in innovating new generation aircrafts? It is very obvious that we would mostly spend our money on new generation aircrafts. Then third important thing which the author here highlighted was that in our country we have fragmented policies with respect to AI. Different ministries, they have different policies and guidelines with respect to AIs. There is no collaboration, there is no unity in the policy framework of the AI, and that is also one of the concern. And fourth important point which he on AI, we had seen how PM and the foreign minister, they had expressed their thoughts with respect to AI, how it can be misused. So there is huge mistrust, and when there are chances of cyber attacks, there are chances of hacking. Usually, even though AI is the solution, but AI is also the problem. It is solution for one and problem for another. For example, we will give our data, we will feed it with everything what is required. If unfortunately it gets hacked, it would become the biggest problem. So this is the lack of mistrust with regards to AI. And there are various other issues which the author highlighted. For example, lack of private investment in it. Also the interoperability between different different organs of the Indian military, for example, whether it would be Navy, Air Force, or Army. So there is lack of operability, there is lack of private investment in, and these are some of the major hurdles, major challenges with respect to integrating AI with Indian military. So these are the challenges which we discussed here. With respect to that, right now every country is investing in collaborating AI with the military. So does India. So is India doing, as we had recently brought Indrajal, as it was developed by you know Green Robotics, which is an Hyderabad based company. They developed this, one of the major innovation done with regards to AI intelligence, its collaboration in military services. We had done, but still there are huge challenges which seem to us that yet the what the countries are trying to achieve, that is very far from India right now, because there are various structural changes to be done with respect to this. So with this, I hope you had understood what is the main reason why we had brought this question, what is the context of this question, what was in the news article today. Now with this, let's try to understand this question and get more idea about this question, about this topic. Here the question says, with reference to Indrajal recently in the news, recently in the news. Which of the following statements is are correct? First statement, it is an autonomous weapon system developed by the Defense Research and Development Organization, DARDO. Totally incorrect. Even though it is an autonomous weapon system, but it is not developed by them. It is developed by Green Green Robotics, which is Hyderabad based company. So first statement is incorrect. Second statement, it is designed to protect against a wide array of threats including unmanned aerial vehicles, loitering munitions, and low radar cross sections. 100% target. Low radar cross section targets. 100% correct. Third statement, it utilizes a combination of technologies such as artificial intelligence, cyber security systems, and drone swarms to achieve its objective. 100% correct. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 2 and statement 3, and from the code given below, the correct code would be option B. With this, I hope you had understood this term also, Indrajal, which was in the news. Why we had discussed this question here? Because there was an article which talked about India's journey so far on the AI military bandwagon, as we are developing on it, as Microsoft has committed approximately 3 billion to build data centers in Telangana. Even though we are very much working on it, but still there are various challenges are which we have to solve, which we have to sort out before we will fully invest in it. We will fully invest in collaborating AI with military services. So with this, let's move to the another question and try to solve that. Here the question is with respect to Mera Yuva Bharat, as the question says, which of the following statements regarding the Mera Yuva Bharat platform is are correct? You know why we had brought this question? Because there was an article as on 12th Jan, it is on 12th January, it is National Youth Festival. It is National Youth Festival. It is going to be celebrated on 12th Jan, and about 12th Jan we should know it is the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekanand. Birth anniversary of birth anniversary of Swami Vivekanand. So about this, the National Youth Festival, at this day, there would be the Vikshit Bharat Young Leaders Dialogue. In this, five important points will be emphasized on. The ministry will emphasize on five important points. What are these points? Focus on sustainable development. It would be, in it, the youth would be shown how sustainable development is important for us. Environment concerns, focus on sustainable development. Then a role of technology and innovation, R&D, role of technology and innovation. It would be shown to the youth how it is important. Digital participation and virtual presence of festivals, it would be highlighted. Digital entrepreneurship would be highlighted, and engaging with leaders of different sections, it would be highlighted. So this is the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Supports which is going to conduct this, and they are getting the help from the Mera Yuva Bharat, which is an autonomous body with this regard. Basically this article, it was given by this ministry itself. So in this article there is not much which you as an aspirant need in it, but this Mera Yuva Bharat, this becomes important for you. You need to know what this body is about, whose initiative it is, and what does it do. Then we need to know the Viksit Bharat Young Leaders Dialogue, which is organized by the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Supports, in which they are going to highlight different five important points which will be emphasized, so that youth will get idea about it. Youth will get idea about sustainable development, role of technology and innovation, digital participation and virtual presence of festivals, digital entrepreneurship, and engaging with the leaders of different sections. So in nutshell, develop different way of thinking, develop different skills in the youth population. So this would be the major idea of behind it, and it would be done with the help of this autonomous body, namely Mera Yuva Bharat. So it becomes important for us to understand what this Mera Yuva Bharat is. So with this question we will understand that. Here the question says, which of the following statements regarding the Mera Yuva Bharat platform are correct? First statement, it is a new national-wide initiative launched by the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Supports to serve as an overreaching agency for youth development, 100% correct. Third, it aims to consolidate existing youth programs and provide a centralized digital platform for youth engagement and empowerment, 100% correct. Third statement, it focuses primarily on providing vocational training and employment opportunities to young people in rural areas. No, it does, even though it does focus on it, but it is more wider, its approach is more wider in developing leadership skills and all that. So this becomes very much incomplete and incorrect statement. So with respect to this, it is a new nationwide initiative launched by the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Supports to serve overreaching agency for youth development, and its aim is to consolidate existing youth programs and provide a centralized digital platform for youth engagement and empowerment. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1 and statement 2. These are the correct statements with respect to this question. Why we had brought this question? Because the National Youth Festival is being celebrated on 12th Jan, which is the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekanand. And in this, the idea behind is, how does youth fit in New India? Vikshit Bharat, young leaders dialogue will be held, and few things would be highlighted which would be important for the development of the youth. What are those few things? Sustainable development, role of technology, digital participation, digital entrepreneurship, and engaging with leaders of different sections. So this would be highlighted, and it would be done by the help of this platform, which is Mera Yuva Bharat. So with this, let's move to the another question and let's discuss about that. Now let's move to the another question and see what it is about. As here we can see on the screen, this question is basically about the geographical indication tagged products with its state of origin. You know why we had brought this question? Because India is about to celebrate its 75th anniversary of being republic. So with this regard, usually what president used to do, they would send gift cards, to the invitees whom they are going to invite at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. But this time they had changed a plan a little bit. Instead of sending gift cards, they are going to send the gift box. What they are going to send? They are going to send the gift box, in which they are going to use different products from South Indian states. They are going to use different products from South Indian states which had got geographical indication, which had been tagged, which had got GI tags. In simpler words, they are going to send these gift boxes which will contain the products from South India which has got GI tags, and these are few products which they had mentioned about. So it is the NIT Bengaluru campus which would develop these GI tagged products, which will make these gift cards, which will make these gift boxes by the help of GI tagged products. It is NIT Bengaluru campus which will do it for Rashtrapati Bhavan. So let us see what are these GI tagged products which they are going to use, to which place they belong to, and that we can understand through this question. If we will solve this question, we will understand these are the products which they are going to use, and let us see to which state they belong to. Here the first statement says, let us read the question once again and try to solve this question. Here the question says, which of the following pairs correctly match a geographical indication tagged product with its state of origin? First statement, Pochampalli Ikat, it belongs to Telangana, 100% correct. Then second, Iti Koppa Ka Toys, Andhra Pradesh, 100% correct. Third, Kanchipuram Silk, Tamil Nadu, 100% correct. Fourth, Ganjifa Cords, Karnataka, Mysore, 100% correct. So with respect to these statements, with respect to this question, all the four statements are correct. So what the NIT Bengaluru will do, they will need them, they will make the gift books of these important products from different states as we discussed them, and this would be sent as a gift box to the invitees who are going to be invited on the Republic Day in the Rashtrapati Bhavan. So this is all about this topic. Now with this, let's move to the another question and try to solve. Here the question is with respect to the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award. As we can see here, Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award, as it was celebrated on, usually it is celebrated on 9th January. Pravasi, you know, NRI Day, we can say, when the Mahatma Gandhi he returned to India in 19th Jan 1915. It is the day when Mahatma Gandhi returned back to India from South Africa. So this day is celebrated almost every year, usually once in 2 years, but from last few years we are celebrating it every year to highlight the importance of NRIs in India, in importance of Indian diaspora, how they are playing their role in development of India. So with respect to on this day, with respect to this day, this is the award which is given to some people who had done extraordinary work in building the nation in which they are living and also in contributing to our country. So let's understand what this award is about. Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award, about this, it was this year it was given to 26 individuals. This award can be given to the individual as well as the organization, that you should know. Let's see what the statements are. First statement: the award is conferred by the President of India on the occasion of Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. 100% correct, nothing wrong with the statement. This award is given to individuals of Indian origin residing abroad, which includes NRIs and persons of Indian origin who have made outstanding contributions in their respective fields. 100% correct, nothing wrong with the statement. Third, this award was established by the Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. 100% correct. So with respect to this question, all the three statements are correct, and the code is not given there, so all the three statements are correct. So why we had brought this question? Because 26 individuals had got this got this award. This award is given to oversee Indians or persons of Indian origin or NRIs who had done extraordinary work in developing the nation in which they are living, or they had provided great to the India too. So this is the Ministry of External Affairs who had established this award. With respect to this question, all the three statements are correct. Now with this, let's move to the last question from the current affairs part. Then we will shift our approach to the next part of our discussion, where we will discuss the static topic. Here the last question from the current affairs part is, let's see what the question says. It is about the Copernicus climate change services. Why we had brought this question? You would had heard about this term, 1.5 degree Celsius. You would had heard about it from different sources, that Paris Agreement. It talked about we cannot increase, we have to control the Earth's temperature below 1.5 degrees Celsius. If we will not be able to do so, there would be cascading effects. It would be unreversible and all that. You would had heard about that. Now with respect to that, the different IPCC, they had given different verdicts with respect to that. They had said that, according to IPCC, they had said that we had reached to 1.1 degree Celsius. We had increased this temperature to pre-industrial times. What was that? Is before 19th century. From the pre-industrial times, the temperature has increased to this level. According to IPCC, it is 1.1 degree centigrade. But recent discoveries with respect to that, recent studies had been done on climate change, and so does this Copernicus climate change services. It is one of the major it is an authoritative source on historic trends in climate. It is an authoritative source on historic trends in climate. It does studies on the what were the climates in past, in present, and what would be its impact on the future. It has done all the studies, and it has found out that we had already breached this this temperature limit. We had breached this temperature limit. In fact, according to this study done by this institute, they say that we had already breached this temperature limit. We had increased the global temperature has increased to 1.6 degree centigrade from the pre-industrial time. That is what was the temperature before 1850s. It has increased to 1.6 degree centigrade. So this is the study which has been done by this institute, and it has shown that we had already breached this 1.5 degree centigrade, which was the limit given by the different international organizations with respect to climate change. Paris agreement, this was decided that we have to contain the global temperature below 1.5 degree centigrade, otherwise there would be the cascading effects. Now it is the time that we should understand the impact of the things we are doing right now in the globe, how they are going to impact us. We are seeing right now the fires in Los Angeles. We are seeing the impact of climate change on different parts of the world. So it is the time for the people to understand that we have to come together and start, we have to really contribute to the climate change. Otherwise the conditions would be so worse on us that everybody will get drowned in that. So it is the prior time for everybody to understand how deadly the climate change can be for the generations to come, for the for the people on the earth, for the living beings on the earth. So it is the proper time to understand it and to invest on it. The developed countries, they should take the responsibility. They had violated everything. We had discussed in our earlier classes also how different organizations, summits which were held this year with respect to climate change conference, or or combating desertification, or others with respect to plastic. Every summit which was held this year was a kind of a failure, because the lack of interest from the developed countries, because they are not ready to take the responsibility. So it is the time now to understand that how important it is to take this topic seriously and work on it. Otherwise everybody will get drowned in it. Everybody will get equitably impacted by it. It is not people, it is not people's, it is not human beings that they will have inequitable look over people, over its subjects. It is the nature. It will, if it will do anything good, it will do it equitably. If it will do anything bad, it will do it equitably. So everybody will get caught into this. So it is the proper time for the world to understand it. Now let's solve this question and wind up today's discussion with respect to the current affairs. Then we will shift our approach to the static part. As the question says, which of the following statements regarding the Copernicus climate change services are correct? Here it is abbreviated as C3S, is an operational service of the European Union managed by the European Centre for Medium Range Weather Forecasting. 100% correct. Second statement, C3S provides free and open access to climate data and information derived from satellite observations, in situ measurements and climate models. 100% correct. Third statement, C3S is primarily focused on providing real-time weather forecasts and early warning for extreme weather events. No, this is not its primary focus. It does the study of previous past weather conditions, present and future. So it is not real-time weather forecasting agency, we can say. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1 and statement 2. So with this, I hope you had understood the question and also the reason why we had brought this question. Now with this, let's shift our approach to the another part of our discussion, where we'll solve some static topic questions. As right now we are discussing the fundamental duties which are enshrined in Article 51A. The fundamental duties are enshrined in Article 51A, and it is, we have 11 fundamental duties, and those 11 fundamental duties are mentioned clause by clause. Right now we had reached to the last clause of the fundamental duty, and we will understand that through this question what it is about. About fundamental duties, I would like to recap few things which I believe those things are very much important for the prelims perspective. First of all, not part of initial constitution. Second, 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act made it, its entry in the Constitution. Third, it was Sovereign Sikh Committee which recommended it. Fourth, it is not enforceable. Fifth, we got it from USSR. Sixth, it belongs to the part 4A of the Constitution. So earlier, when in 1942, this was sorry, in 42nd, when the constitution, when this Constitutional Amendment Act was brought in and the fundamental duties were brought in. Earlier, we had only 10 fundamental duties, but it was the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act. It was 86th Constitutional Amendment Act which brought in this clause which we have to discuss today, which brought in clause K with respect to the education of the child. It was brought in into the fundamental duties, 86th Constitutional Amendment Act 2002. It was this year when it was brought in as the fundamental duty. Now let's see what it is about. Here the question says, which of the following best describes the fundamental duty enshrined in Article 51A(k) of the Indian Constitution? First, to value and preserve rich heritage. Incorrect. To protect and improve the natural environment, including forests. Incorrect. To develop the scientific temper, humanism, and spirit of inquiry. Incorrect. Fourth, to provide opportunity for education to his child or ward between the age of 6 and 14 years. This is the correct statement, which says, who is a parent or guardian to provide opportunity for education to his child or as the case may be ward between the age of 6 and 14. This is the correct option with respect to this question. So with respect to this question, the correct statement would be option D. And what does this Article 51A clause K say? It says that who is a parent or guardian to provide opportunities for education to his child or as the case may be ward between the age of 16 and 14 years. So with respect to this question, I hope you had understood this article itself, and by this we conclude today's discussion with respect to static topic also, and we conclude fundamental duties today. From tomorrow we will start discussing the president. So with this, let's move to the last part of our discussion where we will solve some previous year questions and try to understand what can be the ways and methods we can still solve those questions and how we can use that knowledge in the upcoming exam. Here the question says, it is very simple, forward from NCRT, 8th class NCRT. Question says, consider the following statements made about sedimentary rocks. Here let's try to understand what the question says. Let's try to understand if there are any words which can highlight there is something wrong in it. Statement 1, sedimentary rocks are formed at Earth's surface by the hydrological system. Very factual. Whenever there are some factual things which are mentioned in this way, let's keep this here. Let's go to the second. I know what is the answer to it, but I'm trying to show you a method here by which you can solve the questions. Second, formation of sedimentary rocks involves the weathering of pre-existing rocks. 100% correct. Earlier we have metamorphic, igneous rocks, then they change into sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. So definitely there needs some weathering to happen. So this statement is correct. Third statement, sedimentary rocks contain fossils. 100% every rock contains fossils, mostly. So mostly this statement is correct too. Then third, sedimentary rocks typically occur in layers. Nothing wrong in thinking like that. So when there are three statements which you can mark correct and you don't know about the first statement, when such question is there, when options are given like that, 1 2 3 1 3 4 and something like that, I had not brought the options, I had just brought the questions statements here. So if you don't know the any statement properly, then when you know the three statements are correct and you don't know the fourth statement whether it is correct or incorrect, majorly what you should do, you should go for it, you should mark the fourth statement as well as correct. And so is the case with the question. All the four statements are correct with respect to this question. So about sedimentary rocks, they are formed at Earth's surface by the hydrological system. Formation of sedimentary rocks involves the weathering of pre-existing rocks, 100% correct. Sedimentary rocks contain fossils, 100% correct. Sedimentary rocks typically occur in layers, 100% correct. Very lenient statement. It is very typical. You can see the wording used by the UPS, very lenient. You can say typically it occurs in layers. So with respect to this question, all the four statements are correct. Now coming to the another question which was asked in year 2001 itself. Both the questions were asked in 2001. Let's see what the question says. If the stars are seen to rise perpendicular to the horizon by an observer, he is located on the equator, without any doubt. So with this, we complete today's discussion. I hope you would like the video. I hope you would share it with your friends so that they may also get benefited from this initiative. And I definitely hope you would subscribe the channel and and you would definitely like my videos and share it with your friends. So thank you for staying with me if you had watched it live, and if you are watching the recorded version of it, thank you very much for watching my video, and please stay healthy and best of luck to you guys. Thank you.